because I did go to Cass Tech.
Okay, shout out to Cass Tech. Me too.
I was always considered intelligent, right? And I got a thing with it. They always said I was smart, but I always say I was never smart, right? I was always intelligent. And I think there's a difference. And I think that smart has to do with decision making.
Okay.
Intelligence has to do with understanding information and being able to convey it. That don't mean nothing.
Okay.
But you have to be smart in making decisions.
Yeah.
And I never was a good decision maker when I was young like that. So there was a lot of times in prison when I always looked up and like, how the hell did I get here? What could I have did? You know, what did I do? So when you talk about the young men trying to prove themselves, really you only end up proving that you knew how to erase yourself from this world. You know?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, life goes on with or without you.
Yeah.
And if you're not there, then oh well.
So my next question to you is, when you got that sentence, what went through your head instantly?
Fuck the world.
That's what was in your mind?
Yeah.
Why fuck the world, though?
Because in that moment, it was like, I'm going to die in prison, or they telling me to die in prison. You know, so I'm going to do whatever. I don't got no understanding now.
So when did you get to the point where you was like, fuck what they talking about. I'm not dying in here. I know that I'm going to see the light of day one day. I know I'm going to be with my mama and my family and my son. When did you get to that point?
You acknowledge that, huh?
Yeah.
So, Because
I was, listen, before you even get into that, I tell people this all the time. Now they're able to see it. You have been my inspiration for over 20 years.
Right.
Me and you connecting while you was in prison, and me seeing how positive you were, me seeing how intellectual you were, how smart you were, how you always saw the glass half full instead of half empty. When your outcome said you was never coming home, it kept me afloat. It made me feel like, why the fuck I'm going to complain about anything in life when I have freedom, I have an opportunity, when this man is in prison and he still has faith. I felt bad about not having faith in my circumstances. When I talk to you, you exuberating faith. So how did you get there?
So a lot of people don't believe me when I tell them that there was never actually a time where I actually believed that I was going to die in prison, right? Early on in my bit, I understood that they sentenced me to life without parole.
Okay.
But at a certain the point that I really understood that no, I will not allow myself to die here was getting there and talking to men. I met men, right?
Okay.
And they put in my mind that you got to fix yourself in a way that you figure out how to get out of here.
Okay.
Right? So keep going to the hole and keep staying in the trouble and you can't properly fight your way out of prison from the hole. You know, there's no resources. So it was at that point where I determined that I would not die in prison. And I walked every day in prison as if I got there yesterday and I was leaving tomorrow. That's how I did.
But that sounds so difficult, being that it's on paper. The Verdict Podcast is back each and every Thursday live on Facebook. You can also catch it on all of the other platforms like Pandora, Spotify, and Amazon. I cannot wait to hear your verdict. You can always call in 313-753-2696. Catch us live Thursdays, The Verdict, with comedian Judge Miles. You already know that when the judge is in, the verdict is out.